Alright, this is my friend's old electricity bill. Scrutinize it for me, please. Before solar, this was his reality every single month. He was paying between 7,000 and 12,000 Jamaican dollars every month for electricity. That's roughly 45 to 70 US dollars per month. For this particular month, his bill was $7,077.77 Jamaican dollars, which is about 46 US dollars. He used approximately 131 kilowatt hours for that month, and there were months where his usage climbed even higher, around 180, sometimes even 200 kilowatt hours per month. But here's the interesting part. This wasn't a home with heavy daily usage. He's a single person and he's hardly home. So the question became, why continue to pay this every month when there could be a better way? And that's where the solar journey began. Now, fast forward a few months later. Today, he hasn't used JPS power at all. And this isn't just for a few days. He hasn't switched over to JPS even once since this system was installed over 2 months ago. So the real question is, how big of a solar system does it actually take to run an entire house like this? Let me show you. Now this is the heart of the system. This inverter is a 6 kilowatt LuxPower inverter. It's responsible for managing the solar panels, charging the batteries, and powering the entire house. Next is the battery. This is a DEYE 51.2 volt 230 amp hour lithium battery. That's just under 12 kilowatt hours of usable energy storage. So after the sun goes down, this battery keeps the house running. Now let's talk about the solar panels. There are 4 595 watt bifacial solar panels. They're wired in series into the inverter. Together, they can produce up to 2.38 kilowatts under ideal sunlight. So while it isn't the biggest solar system you'll ever see, it's properly matched to the way this home uses electricity. There's also an automatic transfer switch, so if there was ever a reason to use JPS, the system can switch over. And there's a manual option as well. But here's the interesting part. Neither has been needed. So here's the secret. It isn't just about buying solar equipment, it's about using it the right way. The larger loads are used during the daytime. For example, the washing machine is run while the sun is shining. That means the washing machine is powered directly from solar while the battery continues charging. Right now, as I'm filming this, the house is using roughly 350 watts. That's the refrigerator, one TV, a fan, and a computer running. And the solar panels alone are supplying that power, all by themselves. The battery isn't being worked hard during the day at all. It's simply storing energy for the evening. Then, after sunset, the battery quietly takes over. That's one of the biggest reasons this system has worked so well. So, why has this setup been able to stay completely off the grid? Because it wasn't designed around buying the biggest inverter or the biggest battery. It was designed around how the homeowner actually lives. The heavy loads are moved into the daytime. The batteries are saved for night. So instead of asking the batteries to do everything, the sun does most of the hard work. And now, with the monitoring app, it's easy to see exactly how much power the house is using and make smart decisions about when to run different appliances. That simple change makes a huge difference. People often think they need an enormous solar system, but in many cases, what they really need is better load management. That's what makes this setup so effective, and that's why this home hasn't needed to switch back to the grid. Now let me show you one of my favorite features for this entire system, the monitoring app. This little app gives you a live view of everything that's happening. I can see how much power the solar panels are producing, how much energy is going into or coming out of the battery, and exactly how much electricity the house is using in real time. And this is where it becomes a powerful learning tool. If I turn everything off except the refrigerator, I can watch the app and see exactly how much power it's using while the compressor is running. Then I can turn on a fan and watch the house load increase. Turn on a television, the app immediately shows how much that TV adds. Turn on a light bulb and you can see the increase from that too. By turning appliances on one at a time, you quickly learn where every watt in your house is going. That knowledge changes the way you use electricity. You stop guessing, you stop assuming, you know exactly what's happening. And once you understand your loads, it's much easier to decide what should run during the day and what can wait until later. I honestly think this is one of the most underrated features of modern solar systems. It's not just about making your own electricity, it's about understanding how you use it. So that's the complete system. A normal home, a practical solar setup, and more than 2 months without needing JPS power. Another major benefit of this system is the savings. Before solar, he was spending around 108,000 Jamaican dollars per year, roughly $700 US annually, just paying the utility company. Now the expense has been eliminated because his home is producing its own electricity. But what's even more interesting is the room the system has to grow. Right now, with only 4 solar panels, this tiny system is capable of producing approximately 11.4 kilowatt hours per day under good solar conditions. That's around 342 kilowatt hours per month. But if the solar array was expanded to its full potential, this system could produce around 38.4 kilowatt hours per day, or approximately 1,152 kilowatt hours per month. That's several times more energy than this home currently needs, creating the possibility for future upgrades like running more appliances, adding air conditioning, or increasing energy usage without depending on the grid. But the benefit isn't only about saving money, it's also about reliability. When unexpected power cuts happen, this home has its own energy source. Even after severe weather events, this system gives the homeowner the ability to keep essential power running while others may still be waiting for the grid to return. So this isn't just about lowering a bill, it's about having control over your energy, it's about independence, and it's about having power when you need it most. If you are interested in DIY solar, batteries, inverters, charge controllers, and real-world solar projects, you are in the right place. I'll be sharing more system builds, performance tests, upgrades, and tips based on real experiences. So, if you found this video helpful, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions about this setup, leave the comments and I'll do my best to answer everyone. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.